Final game that we're talking about here, the Atlanta Falcons and the Las Vegas Raiders. This is a very interesting game because, look, I understand that even when seasons aren't going great, guys can still have a lot to play for. The pride, the next contract, just making sure that they're going out and doing their best. I fully understand that. But it's a very strange game because the Falcons have everything to play for, and the Raiders have nothing to play for, essentially. I when I say the word nothing, I don't literally mean nothing, but you guys know what I mean big picture. If this game's in Atlanta, I think it could be a runaway. This game's in Las Vegas, and so I think it could be a little bit different here. Aiden O'Connell, it looked like, man, he's suffering a really tough lower body injury against the Buccaneers, but it looks like, okay, it wasn't as bad as we once thought it was. There's a chance that he might still play this week. Obviously, it's going to be a big deal if he's able to go because Desmond Ridder hasn't really showed us a lot. Although Desmond Ridder revenge game, I suppose.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
could have that if he ends up starting in this game. But Falcons have to win this football game. They're now a game back from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They own the tiebreaker, but they're not really going in the right direction over the last couple of weeks. I'm very curious your matchup that matters here for this second Monday Night Football doubleheader.
Yeah, well, given all of that, I'm like, all right, what could spoil the Atlanta Falcons' chances at winning this game? And it's Brock Bowers for the Las Vegas Raiders because he's just on an incredible tear. He leads all tight ends in receiving first downs with 46. And again, I mean, he's been able to do that through all of the uncertainty that Vegas has had under center. He's an irreplaceable part of this offense. And it's just, he's so much fun to watch. And he's a guy that's going to get you those tough first downs. He's a guy that's going to move you down the field. He's going to come up with some of those contested catches. He's so versatile in just his skill set and where you can line him up, whether that's attached, tight, or if that's out wide. We see him out there plenty of times. That's the one thing that I really think can spoil things for the Atlanta Falcons because I don't trust their defense against a tight end like Brock Bowers, especially.
I'll go on the other side. I don't know how much I trust the Raiders coverage at all, like
Fair.
point blank. If you take out Trayvon Merrick last week, I mean, they were bad. Cameron Richardson, 43.7 grade. Jack Jones, 55.8. Darnay Holmes, 59.1. Isaiah Polamalu, 37.3. I mean, 30.6 coverage grade this season for the Raiders, just their secondary. That would be the worst since the Detroit Lions in 2020. So that would be the worst secondary grade for a single season that we have had in 4 years. That's how bad the Raiders secondary is right now. And Kirk Cousins, he's not playing great ball either. Leads the NFL in turnover-worthy plays in general. Leads the NFL in turnover-worthy plays when pressured. But he still has some big-time throws here and there. And this is, again, if the Falcons really have a chance at catching the Bucs and winning this division and being anything in the playoffs, they've certainly got to show it against a defense that has not been able to cover anybody really this season. So, to me, this is a more of a big picture game. When one team has everything to play for and the other one doesn't really have much to play for, the team that's got everything to play for better be able to take care of business. And specifically for the Falcons, we know they can run the football. We know they can run block well. We know they got good running backs. Can you pass when you need to? They should be able to this week against the Raiders. Who is your plus factor here?
It's Kirk Cousins. It has to be Kirk Cousins.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
Over the last month, he has had the worst passing grade of any qualified passer. He's had the most turnover-worthy play percent, or the highest turnover-worthy play percentage, I should say. And with all of that, you expect, all right, if you have this many turnover-worthy plays, are you trying to at least chuck the ball down the field? That's not the case either. He's got the sixth lowest big-time throw percentage. He's just not productive. And it's only gotten worse over the last month. So can you get out of whatever slump this is and get back to at least average if you're Kirk Cousins? I mean, that's all we're really asking for here. You do have a ton of talent when you talk about Bijan Robinson and Kyle Pitts and Drake London and all these guys. Like, you have the talent around you on this offense. You should be able to do more with it. I do have to wonder, and I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but I looked this up about a week ago. Kirk Cousins is running play action at either the lowest rate in the league.
They don't have him do it. No.
They don't have him do it at all. And it's something that he did so much in Minnesota, in all of his stops before that. And it was something that he thrived in. And you just wonder, how in the world have you not identified this and said, all right, can we just uptick that? Like, I don't know. It's kind of baffling to me.
I wonder if it's a mobility thing. I really
Maybe,
do.
and that's what you have to think of it. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. So I wonder if that's a big factor there. My plus factor in this one, I'll be nice to Falcons fans here. I'll give you kudos here. Defensive line's actually playing pretty well recently, especially when you rope in the linebackers as well. How they have rushed the passer over the last couple of weeks has been important. In week 14, so this is last week, 75.5 pass rush grade. They had 4 sacks, 18 pressures, 54.3 pass rush win percentage. All of those numbers were the second best single game numbers that they have had as a team so far this season. They had the
Good job,
second
Falcons
most.
D-line.
What'd you say?
It's a good job, Falcons D-line.
They're playing well. And here's the thing. Good for Raheem on recognizing how to improve that, because it was also the second most effective day that they have had on the blitz. They started blitzing a lot more within the box, less cornerback blitz, less blitzes from the slot, a lot of simulated pressures as well. So they're just getting more aggressive. They're realizing they can't win with just 4 up front. They're just continuing to get a little bit more aggressive, get a little bit more blitz heavy there. Guys like Arnold Ibikade, Matthew Judon, Caden Ellis, they played very, very well last week. And so again, it's a decent offensive line with the Raiders, but the Falcons pass rush has been looking better as of late. Let's keep that momentum rolling. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe the video. And if you don't have a PFF Plus subscription, you can get one to see all the premium stats that we talked about here on the show, plus the expert betting and fantasy advice over at subscribe.pff.com. The description is also right below. So if you are not a PFF Plus subscriber, you can become one today.